Cycloids. So in a cycloid, so first of all, what do you mean by a cycloid? So cycloid is nothing but, so it is a curve traced out by a point on the circumference of a circle which rolls along a straight line without slipping. So the applications of cycloids are we can use in watches and also in dial gauges. So that are the applications of cycloids. So cycloids are mainly divided into two types. First one is the epicycloid and second one is the hypocycloid. So we can study about cycloid, epicycloid and hypocycloid. How to draw these three curves. Okay. So first of all, they are giving that here the cycloid is a curve traced out by a point on the circumference of a circle. That circle is, we can call it as the generating circle, or we can call it as the rolling circle. Rolling circle along a straight line. So fixed straight line. That straight line is, we can call it as the baseline or the directric line. Okay. So now we are going to solve one problem. Example for the cycloid. So draw a cycloid of a circle of diameter 50 mm for one revolution. So for one revolution of a circle, they are giving that cycloid. Draw a cycloid of a circle for one revolution having the circle diameter 50 mm. Also draw a tangent and normal to the curve at a point 35 mm above the baseline. So this data is they are giving in our problem. So they are asking that draw the cycloid. So for drawing the cycloid, so here they are giving the circle. So first of all, we will find out the circumference of the circle. We know that circumference is nothing but C is equal to pi d. So pi d 22 by 7 into 50. So how much we will get 22 by 7 into 50? So 22 by 7 into 50, how much? 157. So 157 point something. So approximately we will get 157 mm. So after finding the circumference, so first of all we will draw a circle with the 50 mm diameter. So by using your scale, take 25 mm radius and draw a circle. So that circle is, we can call it as the rolling circle or the generating circle. Take 25 mm radius. Take 25 mm radius and draw a circle. After drawing this circle, and now divided this circle into number of equal parts. So locating its center point and divided this circle into number of equal parts. So say 12 parts. So always we can divide the circle into 12 parts, or you can divide the circle into 8 parts also by taking each angle should be 30 degrees, 45 degrees. So I am dividing here the circle into 12 parts so that each angle I will take it as 30 degrees. Each angle should be 30 degrees, you can follow. Now you can joining and divided the circle into 12 parts. Like that, in this direction. Okay. Now we will give the notations on the rolling circle. So we will give the notations on the rolling circle as 12, 1, I am giving 12 here, 1, 2, this is 3 and this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Like that we will give the notations, and I am giving this one is the center. I am taking this is the center C. Now from the fixed point, so I am already discussing cycloid is a curve traced out by a point. So I am taking that point as 12, traced out by a point of a circle which rolls along a straight line. So from the fixed point 12, you can take the circumference of the circle length and I will draw that line length 157 mm. With 157 mm, I will draw a horizontal line as the base line. 157. So 157. I will draw a line. So after that, so we will construct a box. Through 6 also we will draw the 157 mm line and construct a box. Now I am taking this one as the 12. Here also I am taking 12, or this point is I am taking as P. So 12P is nothing but the circumference of the circle, 12. So now you can divide this base line. So this line is, we can call it the fixed straight line on the cycloid. We can call it the base line, or the directing line, or the generating line, or the directing line. So that directing line is divided into number of equal parts. How many parts? So here the circle is divided into 12 parts, so that the circumference of that line, so the base line is also divided into 12 parts. So by following the divide line method, so I am taking the divide line method here. Whatever it may be, you can take greater than 15 or less than 45. You can choose any one angle, and you can divide the inclination line into number of equal parts. This inclination line into number of parts by using your protractor. Like that, I am divided this one into 12 parts: 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash, 8 dash, 9 dash, 10 dash, 11 dash, and this point is 12 dash. Now we can follow the procedure. What procedure you can follow? 12 dash and 12. So you can join in 12 dash and this point P. So 12 dash and 12. So through the 12 dash and 12, from the points on the inclined line, draw the parallel lines. Draw the parallel lines from the points on the inclined line. Draw the parallel lines. Actually, these lines are drawn by using our mini drafter neatly, without any error. So on the baseline, we will get the points. Selecting these points as 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 12. We can notating 6, 7, 8. This is 9th point, and this is 10, and this is 11, and this is 12. Now, from the points on the rolling circle or the base circle, we will draw the horizontal lines up to the circumference, up to this line, up to here, up to the end of the baseline. So this, from the center, we will draw the locus of center line. So this line is, we can call it the locus of center line. And joining 10 and 2, draw the horizontal line like that. Similarly 11 and 1. Like that. Now, from the points on the base, from the point on the baseline, draw the vertical lines up to the locus of center line. From the points on the baseline, draw the vertical lines up to the locus of center line. and locate different points on the locus of center line as this one C1, this is C2, and this is C3 point, C4, C5, and here C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, this is C11, and this is C12 points. Like that we can notating the points. So notating the points on the locus of center. So after notating, so take the radius of the rolling circle. What is the radius of the rolling circle? Is 25 mm. Take the radius of the rolling circle from the points on the locus of center line. That means from C1, C2, C3, C4, C5 up to C12. These are the centers, and draw the arcs on the respected horizontal lines. So from C1, first of all, I will draw a horizontal. We will draw an arc on 11 and 1 horizontal line. Similarly, from C2, draw the horizontal line on 10 and 2, like that. From taking C3 as center, draw the arc on 9 and 3 horizontal line. From C4, draw the arc on 8 and 4. From C5, draw the arc on 7 and 5 horizontal line. From C6, draw the arc on 6th horizontal line. From 7, draw the arc on again 7 and 5. 8, from C8 as the center, draw the arc on 8 and 4 horizontal line. C9 as center, draw the arc on locus of center line, because 9 and 3 is on the locus of center line. And from C10, draw the arc on 10 and 2 horizontal line. From C11, draw the arc on 11 and 1, like that. And from C12, draw the arc here. So we'll get the different arcs here, like that. So we can locating all the points. This is P1, this is P2, and here we'll get the P3 point, and here we'll get the P4 point. This is P5 point. Here we'll get the P6 point. This is P7, and this is P8 point. Here we'll get the P9. Here we'll get the P10, and here we'll get the P11, and at 12 we'll get the P12. Now we can joining all the points through the fixed point 12. So joining 12 and P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, draw the thick lines and thin lines. So here the rolling circle is also thick line. We can represent it as thick line. And the baseline, so this line 12 and 12 dash, so the circumference of that line, so horizontal, the fixed straight line is, we can call it as the baseline. This baseline is also thick line here. So like that we will construct a cycloid. So after constructing the cycloid, so draw the tangent and normal at any point, at a point 35 mm above the baseline. So above the baseline, so here this one is the baseline I am drawing here. So this is the cycloidal curve, and what is this one? So this is the generating circle. Or we can call it as the rolling circle. So here this is the locus of center line. Locus of center. And this line is, we can call it as the baseline. So baseline, or we can call it as the directing line. So what they are giving, that from the baseline you can take 35 mm distance, and on the cycloidal curve you can draw a you can locate a point. Take 35 mm distance by using your scale in the direction of the curve. So you can move like that and locate a point at 35, or either by using your, so you can take 35 mm distance. So at that point, so here I am getting a point, so I am taking this point as point P. Now with the radius of the rolling circle 25 mm, from the point P draw an arc on the locus of center. Locus of center, we will draw the arc like that. So after drawing the arc, so here you will get the point, taking that point as C dash. From C dash I will draw a line, parallel line to C8 or C9 up to the baseline. So here you will get the point, take this point as N. Now joining N and that P point, N and P point. So this is our required normal. And through the NM, draw a perpendicular bisector by making an angle of 90 degrees. Draw a perpendicular bisector. So this is our required tangent. So give the naming for the tangent as T dash. Like that we will draw the diagram. So after drawing the diagram, so we will give the dimensioning. So they are giving the rolling circle diameter, so we can mention this one as the 550, and also they are giving, so we are taking baseline radius, baseline length is, we can take it as 5d, that means circumference of the circle. So this is nothing but pi d. And also they are giving the distance. So for drawing the tangent and normal, they are giving the distance from the point to the baseline. So this is also they are giving that 35 mm distance. You can locating all the dimensions which they are giving in our problem, 35. So like that we will construct a cycloid. Okay, for constructing a cycloid, first of all we will draw the rolling circle or the generating circle with the diameter 50 mm. That means you can take 25 mm radius, draw a circle as the base circle, as the rolling circle. So after drawing the rolling circle, so locating the, giving the naming, giving the notations as giving the circle into number of equal parts, 12 parts, by taking each angle should be 30 degrees. So we'll give the notations like that, and so we can find the circumference of the circle. So we'll get the circumference of the circle is 157 mm. So from the fixed point 12, we will draw a baseline with circumference of the circle 157 mm. And now this line, this baseline is divided into 12 parts. By using the divide a line method, you can take any angle greater than 15 or less than 45 and divided this inclined line into number of equal parts, and divided that baseline into 12 parts. After dividing the baseline into 12 parts, so we will draw the horizontal lines from the points on the circle. That means from 6, from 7 and 5, from 8 and 4, from 9 and 3, and from 8, 12 and 12 and from 12 and from 11 and 1, from 10 and 2, we will draw the horizontal lines up to the baseline end. So after drawing, so here from the center, if you draw a line, so that line is, we can call it as the locus of center line. So from the points on the baseline, now we will draw a vertical lines up to the locus of center. So locating C1, C2, C3 up to C12 points. Now we can selecting the radius of the rolling circle or the radius of the base circle. Taking radius of the base circle as 25 mm. Here because the circle diameter is 50, so you can take 25 mm radius. C1, C2, C3 and C4 up to C12 as the centers. These points are the centers. Suppose if you take C1 as the center, you will draw the arc on the 11 and 1 line. C2 as the center, draw the arc on 10 and 2 line. C3 as the center, draw the arc on 9 and 3. Similarly, C4 as the center, draw the arc on 8 and 4 horizontal line. Similarly, C5 center, draw the arc on 7 and 5. Like that, we can follow the procedure and locate different points P1, P2, P3 up to P12. Now we will draw a neat curve and we will obtain a cycloid. So this is the procedure for drawing the cycloid. And now we are going to draw the tangent and normal. For drawing the tangent and normal, they are giving a point is 35 mm above the baseline. So from the baseline, you can move the scale in vertical direction up to the cycloid and you can locate a point P from the baseline. You can take distance is 35 mm and locate point P. So from the point P with the radius of the base circle, with the radius of the rolling circle 25 mm, draw an arc on the locus of center line and locate that point as C dash. From point C dash, draw a vertical line which is parallel to C8 or C9 because this C dash is very nearer to C8 or C9. So from C dash, draw a parallel line to C8 or C9 up to the baseline and locate that point as N. Joining N and P and extended that line, we will obtain a normal. So through the NM, draw a perpendicular bisector, we will obtain a tangent. Okay. So this is the method of constructing a cycloid. So we know that cycloids are two types. First cycloid is first one is we can call it as the epicycloid. So first one is the epicycloid and second one is we can call it the hypocycloid. So epicycloid, so what is meant by epicycloid? So epicycloid is a curve traced out by a point on the circumference of a circle which rolls along another circle outside it without slipping. So that means epicycloid is a curve traced out by a point on the circumference of a circle which rolls along another circle outside it. Another circle means here the directing circle outside it without slipping. Without slipping outside of the another circle. So this type of curve is we can call it as the epicycloidal curve. So draw an epicycloid of a circle of diameter 40 mm which rolls outside a circle of diameter 150 mm for one revolution. Also draw a tangent and normal to the epicycloid at a point 120 mm from the center of the directing circle. So this is the problem they are giving in our problem. So first of all we will draw the 150 mm outside a circle of diameter 150 mm. So first of all we will draw here directing circle. We will draw the directing circle as a arc. So first of all I am locating a point here. I am locating the center of the directing circle as center O. Just we will draw an inclined line with any length. Just we will draw an inclined line like that with the radius of the directing circle. What is the directing circle radius here? 75. So with the 75 mm length, just we will draw an arc. Draw an arc like that. Now, so I am already finding the subtending angle. So in the direction from the center, so with an angle of 96 degrees. So we will draw the another line. Subtended this line. So 96 degrees. I am taking here 96 degrees. Okay. So we will cut this line. So this total angle should be, I am representing here, this angle should be 96. This angle should be 96, which they are giving, which we will finding in our problem by using the formula theta is equal to small r by capital R into 360. So this is 96. So here I am locating this point as P point. So from the P point, so with the radius of 20 mm, so we can extend it, we can extending the P line another 20 mm, extending this P line another 20 mm in above direction and locating point C here. Now taking C as centered, CP as the radii, C as centered, CP as the radii, draw a circle. That means you can take 20 mm radius. After drawing the circle above this one, we can erase this point, this extended line. Now you can divide this circle into 12 parts. Because the circle is in inclined direction, so that you can divide this circle into 12 parts. By taking each part should be 30 degrees. You can divide this circle into 12 parts. By taking each angle should be 30 degrees. Now we will give the notations on the notations. Give the notation at point P. We will give the 12. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 points on the circle. Now from the points on that circle we will draw the arcs up to here. So we will draw the arcs. So taking O as center, O11 as radii, just we will draw the arc up to here. Similarly, O10 as center, O as center, O10 as the radii, draw the arc up to here. So whenever we will draw the arc, so this arc will cut the second point also. O9 as the radii, O as center, draw the arc up to here. Similarly, O as center, OC as the radii, we will draw the locus of center line also. Locus of center line also will construct the locus of center line. Similarly, O8 as the radii, draw the arc through the point 8 and 4. Similarly, O7 as the radii, O as the center, draw the arc through 7 and 5. Similarly, O6 as the center, O6 as the radii, O as the center, draw the arc on the up to here like that. So you can erase this one. Now we can divide this subtending angle 96 into 12 parts, because the rolling circle is here divided into 12 parts, so that I am dividing the subtending angle is also divided into 12 parts. Suppose if you divide the circle into 8 parts, the subtending angle is also divided into 8 parts. So 12 parts. By taking each angle, how much each part, so 96 divided by 12, so each part should be 8 degrees. You can follow, each part should be 8 degrees. (32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80, 88 and 96, like that. Now from this one, so we will draw the arcs up to the locus of center line. draw the arcs up to the locus of center line. Draw the arcs. So you can subtending angle. So bisecting. So subtending angle is also divided into 12 parts like that. By taking each part should be 8 degrees, and we will draw the parts up to the locus of center line. Dividing parts up to the locus of center line. Like that. So on the locus of center line we will get the different points. So this is C1, C2, C3, and this is C4, and this is C5, this is point C6, point C7, C8, C9, C10, C11, and this is C12. And on the row, so this is the directing circle. So here also you will get the points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 like that. So we will give the notations like that. So after giving the notations, so you can follow the same procedure what you can follow in previous method. So you can take the radius of the rolling circle, rolling circle radius is here 20. So you can take 20 mm radius. So first of all, C1 as the center, draw the arc on 11 and 1 line. C2 as the center, draw the arc on 10 and 2 line. And C3 as the center with the same length, draw the arc on 9 and 3 line. Similarly, C4 center, draw the arc on respected bigger arc. C5 center, draw the arc on 7 and 5. C6 as center, draw the arc on respected arcs. From C7 as center, draw the arc on 7 and 5. Again, C8 as center, draw the arc on 8 and 4. C9 as center, again draw the arc on 9 and 3. C10 as center, draw the arc on 10 and 2. C11 as center, C12 as center, draw the arcs like that. So here I am taking the radius is same for all the points. P1 here, so here we will get the P2 point. So here we will get the P3 point. So here we will get the P4 point. So here we will get P5 point. So here we will get the P6, P7 and P8. This is P9, P10. This is P11. And at point 12 we will get the P12 point. Now we will joining all the points. All the points you can joining one by one. Joining all the points through the fixed point. So here the fixed point is 12. So 12 and P1, P2, joining all the points P3. So draw a neat curve by joining all the points. So we'll get a epicycloidal curve. So like that. So this curve is, you can call it as the epicycloidal curve. So this circle is also, you can call it as the directing circle. So the directing circle is also thick line here. And the rolling circle is also thick here. Like that. So like that we will draw the column. So here epicycloid means A curve traced out by a point on the circumference of a circle. So which circle? On the rolling circle. On the rolling circle. Which rolls without slipping, which rolls along another circle, that means directing circle, without slipping outside of it. From the outside of the directing circle we will get a curve. So this type of curve is we will call it as epicycloidal curve. So after drawing this one, so we'll draw the tangent and normal to this problem. Or you can follow any method. Just first of all, just you can locate a point on the cycloidal curve. After locating a point, we can follow the procedure is just by taking the radius of the rolling circle from point P, draw the arc on the draw the arc up to the locus of center line. Like that, we will draw the arc. This arc will intersect the locus of center line at point C dash. From C dash, draw a. So this C dash line is very nearer to C7 and C8. So draw a parallel line to C7 and C8 up to the directing circle and locate point N here. And now we will joining N and P and extended this line, and we will get the normal line. And through the NM line, we will draw a perpendicular bisector by making an angle of 90 degrees. Through this line, draw a perpendicular bisector. So we will get a normal line like that. So this is our normal and tangent. So here T dash represent about the tangent, and so here 130 mm. So they are giving that draw a tangent and normal 130 mm, but 130 mm is here. So we could not measure that line length in the cycloid, in the epicycloidal curve. So I am taking at any point on the curve I am taking. So I am locating a point on the epicycloid. So with the length of the radius of the rolling circle 20 mm, and draw an arc on the locus of center line and locate point C dash. Joining C dash and joining from the C dash, we will draw a parallel line to C7 or C8 up to the directing circle, and joining N and P and extended that line, and we will obtain the normal line. So through the NM line we will draw a perpendicular bisector and we will obtain the tangent. So this is how to draw the tangent and how to draw the epicycloidal curve. After that we will give the dimensioning here. So they are giving these diameters and also this radius and also this diameter also they are giving that. So you can mention all the dimensions like that. So this diameter is 50. So this radius is 75. What they are giving in our problem. Coming to the next curve is a hypocycloid. The cycloid is also in cycloid we have another method is also there, that another type is hypocycloid. So hypocycloid means a hypocycloid is a curve traced out by a point on the circumference of a circle which rolls along another circle inside it. Suppose if it is outside it, we will obtain the epicycloid. But if inside the directing circle, if we will get the inside the directing circle, so we will get the hypocycloid without slipping. So draw a hypocycloid. They are giving a problem here. Draw a hypocycloid. Draw a hypocycloid of a circle of diameter 40 mm which rolls inside a circle of diameter 150 mm for one circle. Also draw a tangent and a normal to the hypocycloid at any point from the center of the directing circle. So first of all here also in this method also first of all we will find out the subtending angle theta is equal to small r by capital R into 360 degrees. So small r is nothing but the radius of the rolling circle, that is 20, and capital R is nothing but the radius of the directing circle, that is 75 into 360. So we'll obtain 96 degrees is the subtending angle. So after finding the subtending angle, so first of all we'll locate a center of the directing circle. First of all, after locating the center, just we will draw the with the 75 mm radius, because they are giving the directing circle diameter is 150, so it will be converted into radius, so we'll get the 75. So with the 75 mm, so with the 75 mm we will draw an arc, or we will construct a circle also, circle, or you can draw the arc. Like that. So after drawing the arc, so in any direction just we will draw an inclined line like that, and we will draw the subtending angle by making an angle of 96 degrees. With that inclined line, make it as protractor like that, and draw the 96 degrees line in inclined manner like that. So taking this point as P point, so through the point P, so we can extending the P, so from the point P take 20 mm inside, we will locate another point, take this point as C point. So C is here the center of the rolling circle. So the diameter of the rolling circle is, they are giving that 40. So with the C as center, CP as radii, C as center, CP as radii, draw a circle in this method. For constructing the rolling circle, C center, CP as radii, draw an arc, draw a circle here. Now you can divide the circle into 12 parts. So here the circle is also an inclined line, so inclination position, so that you can divide the circle into 12 parts very, very carefully by taking each angle should be 30 degrees. Because I am dividing the circle into 12 parts, so that each part should be, you can take 30. So like that we will divide the circle into 12 parts. So after dividing the circle into 12 parts, so from the points on the circle we will draw the arcs. So we will give the notations here. At point 2P we will get the 12 point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So in case of hypocycloid we will give the notations of the rolling circle like that. Now taking O as center, O11 as the radii, draw the arc. Similarly O10 as the radii, O as center, O10 as radii, draw the arc. Similarly O9 as the radii, O as center, draw the arc. Similarly O as center, OC as the radii, draw the locus of center line. Locus of center line is very, very important in the problems. O as center, O8 as radii, draw the arc. Similarly, O7 at the center, O7 at the radii, O7 at the radii, O at the center, draw the arc. O6 radii, draw the arc. So after constructing this one, so we can subtending angle is also divided into 12 parts. So total this angle should be 96. So this subtending angle is also you can divide it into 12 parts. By taking each part of the angle should be you can take 8 mm. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, like that. We will draw the lines from the subtending angle. So we will draw the lines up to the directrix line, directrix circle. So on the locus of center line we will get the points. Take these points as C1 here, C2, C3, this is C4 point, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10, C11 and C12. And the directing circle also will get the points 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 12. Like that. Now you can take the radius of the rolling circle. Take the radius of the rolling circle as 20 mm. From point C1 we will draw the arc on 11 and 1 line. From point C2 draw the arc on 10 and 2. From C3 draw the arc on 9 and 3. From C4 draw the arc on 8 and 4. From C5 draw the arc on 7 and 5. From C6 draw the arc on 6. From C7 again on 7 and 5. From C8 we'll draw the arc on 8 and 4. From C9 draw the arc on 9 and 3. From C10 draw the arc on 10 and 2. From C11 draw the arc on 11 and 1. From C12 draw the arc on 12. So like that we will get the different points here. So this is P1. So this is P2. This is P3. So here we will get P4. Here we will get P5. Here we will get P6. So here we will get P7. So here we will get P8. Here we will get P9, P10, and this is P11, and this one is P12. So now we will joining all the points through the fixed point 12. Joining 12 P1. So we will joining all the points. We will obtain a hypocycloidal curve like that. We will obtain a hypocycloidal curve. So this curve is, we can call it as an hypocycloidal curve. And here the directing circle is also thick line. You can represent it like that. And also here the rolling circle is also thick line. Like that we will construct the hypocycloid of a diagram of our problem. So after constructing this hypocycloid, so draw the tangent and normal at any point your curve. So I am locating a point P. So at any point, so this is the hypocycloidal curve. I am locating point P here. After locating point P, take the radius of the rolling circle from point P. Just we will draw the arc on the locus of center. Draw the arc. So this arc will intersect the locus of center line at point C dash. C dash, or we can call it as C1. From point C1 we will draw a vertical line up to the directrix circle and locating this point as N, joining N and P line, joining N and P line, and extended this line. So this NM is, we can call it as here normal, and through the NP we will draw the perpendicular bisector. So this is our tangent TT dash. So like that we will construct the tangent and normal. So for constructing the tangent, so first of all locate a point P on your curve. With the radius of rolling circle, we will draw the arc on the locus of center line. Take that point as C1 dash. From C1 dash, we will draw the arc. We will draw a line up to the directrix line, which is parallel to the C5 or C6. Locate point N, joining N and P line, and extended that line. So this curve is, so this line is, we can call it as a normal. So through the NM line, draw a perpendicular bisector, and we will get the tangent. So like that we will construct the hypocycloid. So here this one is, we can call it as, so directing circle. Directing circle. So this curve is, we can call it as hypocycloid. And here this circle is, we can call it as the rolling circle or generating circle, and this is, we can call it as the tangent. So these are the different parts in this hypocycloid. So now I will give the dimensioning for this problem. Draw the dimension. So this diameter is, they are giving that 40, and this radius is, they are giving that R75. So like that we will give the dimensioning also, and also this angle also we will 96 degrees. Like that we will draw the hypocycloid. Construct a hypocycloid taking the diameter of the generating circle and the radius of the directing circle as 60 mm. So this is also one of the important problem. They are giving that the diameter of the generating circle, that means small d value is, they are giving that 60, and also radius of the directing circle, capital R is, they are giving that is also 60. So this means, so small r value will become 30 mm, capital R value will become 60. So that means, now we will find out the subtending angle here. Theta is equal to small r by capital R into 360 degrees. So small r is 30 divided by 60 into 360 degrees. So we will get the angle should be 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Draw a directing circle with 60 mm. I will draw a directing circle with the 60 mm radius. With 60 mm radius we will draw a circle. from the center just we will draw a angle. Subtending angle should be 180 degrees like a semicircle. Just we will construct as a semicircle. So here center is this is the center. Locating this one is the center O. So after drawing a generating circle with the 60 mm radius, so I am taking this is the point P. From point P, so with the radius of the generating circle 30. So take 30 mm distance and locate point C here. Point C, and we will taking C as center, CP as the radii. Draw a circle. C center, CP as the radii. Draw a circle, and divided that circle into 12 equal parts. In this method, divided the circle into 12 parts. So take each part should be 30 degrees. Take each part should be 30 degrees, and you can divide the rolling circle into 12 parts. So after dividing the rolling circle into 12 parts, so we'll give the notations here. So I am taking this one is the 12, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points, like that. We will give the notations on the rolling circle. Now we can follow the same procedure from the center of the rolling circle, from the center of the directing circle. So from the points on the rolling circle, we will draw the arcs. So through O center, O11 as the radii, draw the arc first of all. Draw the arc. Similarly, O center, O10 as the radii. O center, O10 as the radii. Draw the arc through the point 2 and 10. Similarly, O as center, O9 as the radii. Draw the arc through the 9 and 3 points. O as center, OC as the radii. Draw the locus of center line also. Through the center of the rolling circle, also will draw the locus of center line. Similarly, O as center, O8 as the radii. O as center, O8 as the radii. Draw the arc. Similarly, O7 as the center, O7 as the radii, O as the center. Draw the arc through point 7 and 5. From point 7 and 5 also will draw the arc like that. Now you can follow the same procedure. So here this 180 degrees angle into divided into 12 parts. So here also you can divide this 180 degrees, because the subtending angle is 180 degrees. So you can divide this 180 degrees is also divided into 12 parts. Taking each part 180 divided by 12. So taking each part should be, will get 15 degrees. So each part should be 15 degrees. You can take 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, 120, 135, 150, 165 and 180. So after that, so we'll draw the lines from the center of the directing circle up to the circle. We'll draw the arcs. We'll draw the lines joining the lines like that. Like that we will draw the divided. So here we will get the different points, taking this point as 1, 2, this is point 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this is 11 and this is 12th point. And also on the locus of center line also will get the points. So this is C1, this is C2, this is point C3, point C4, point C5, this is point C6, point C7, point C8, this is C9 and this is C10 and this is C11 and this is C12 points. Now with the radius of the rolling circle, what is the radius of the rolling circle? So the radius of the rolling circle is 30 mm. With the radius of the rolling circle 30, we will draw the arcs by following the distance. With the radius of the rolling circle CP, C1 center, draw the arcs on 11 and 1. Similarly C2 center, draw the arc on 10 and 2. C3 center, draw the arc on 9 and 3. C4 center, draw the arc on 8 and 4. C5 center, draw the arc on 7 and 5. 7, where 7? 7 and 5, here. So here you will get the arc. C6 center, draw the arc. So here you will get the point. C7 center, again will get the here 7 and 5. C8 center, draw the arc on 8 and 4. C9 center, draw the arc on 9 and 3. C10 center, draw the arc on 10 and 2. C11 center, C12 center, draw the arcs. So the arcs is we will get on a straight line. So on a straight line we will get the points. So P1, so this is point P2, point P3. So here we will get the point P4, point P5, point P6, point P7, P8, P9, P10. So here we will get point P11 and at 12 we will get the point 12. So joining all the points through the fixed point 12. So we will get a straight line. So this is our hypocycloidal curve. Whenever theta is equal to 90 degree, so we will get the hypocycloid as a straight line. So this problem is very important one. Whenever theta, that means subtending angle is 180 degrees, so we will get the points is on the line, so the hypocycloid is a straight line whenever the subtending angle is 180 degrees. So after drawing the hypocycloid, so make it directing circle is also thick line here. And also the rolling circle is also thick. So like that we will draw the hypocycloid. So whenever theta is equal to 180, so this one is, we can call it as hypocycloid. a straight line. This is the directing circle. And this is the rolling circle. And after drawing the problem, so we'll give the dimensioning. So this diameter is 60, and also the radius of the directing circle is also 60, which they are giving in our problem. So like that we will give the dimensioning also. So these are the different problems for constructing the cycloid. So in this problem, for drawing the hypocycloid, first of all we will find out the subtending angle theta is equal to small r by capital R into 360 degrees. So we will obtain theta is equal to 180 degrees because they are giving the diameter of the generating circle is 60. So it will be converted into radius, so we will get the 30 mm, and the radius of the generating circle, directing circle is 60 mm, which they are giving in our problem. So if you find out subtending angle, we will get 180 degrees. So first of all, we will locate the center of the directing circle as O. Through O, with the radius of the 60, we will draw a circle, or we will draw an arc. After drawing an arc with the subtending angle 180 by making an angle of 180 degrees, so we will construct a semicircle like that. So after constructing a semicircle, taking the fixed point as 12 here, and we will draw the generating circle with the radius of the 30 mm. So from 12 take 30 mm and locate point P. From point C, take C center, CP or C12 as a radii, C center, draw the circle, and this circle is divided into 12 parts by taking each part should be 30 degrees. So after dividing the circle into 12 parts, from the center of the directing circle, draw the arcs up to the directing circle. So from 11 and 1, from 10 and 2, from 9 and 3, from the locus, from the center, from the 8 and 4, from 7 and 5, from 6 also we'll draw the arcs up to the directrix line. Again we can follow the same procedure. Take the radius of the generating circle, that is 30, from the points on the locus of center line C1, C2, C3, C4 up to C12 as the centers. Will draw the arcs on the respected lines. That means if you take the C1 as the center, draw the arc on 11 and 1. C2 center, draw the arc on 10 and 2. Similarly, C3 center 9 and 3. Like that you can follow the same procedure, and we will locating the different points P1, P2, P3 and P4 up to P12. So these points will obtain as a straight line. So this straight line is here, we can call it as the hypocycloid. So whenever the subtending angle is theta is equal to 180 degrees, the hypocycloid curve is obtained as a straight line.